Arlington has won the Super 8 Massachusetts State Championship.
Hello, Arlington sports fans. This is Sam Kafrissen coming to you from the pit at Arlington High School. It's the January 9th match between Arlington and Lexington. Both Middlesex League teams, so this is a league match. The first match, Lexington forfeited, so Arlington starts out with a 6-0 lead. Glenn Doyle, freshman Glenn Doyle, took the forfeit 106 pounds. We're now at 113 pounds. The Arlington wrestler is Noe Romero, and the Lexington wrestler is Zach Piero. Romero is coming off a first-place finish at the Belmont tournament, his first gold medal as a wrestler. He's a junior. He's had a very, very successful season so far. Lexington and Arlington were both at the recent Belmont tournament, so this should be a pretty competitive meet. Romero getting a takedown the first 2 points of the match. Trying to get a turn right here. He's got a good half Nelson in there. Arlington finished sixth at the Belmont tournament. I think Lexington finished somewhat lower down. Both teams pretty young. I know Arlington only has 2 seniors on the team, and speaking with the Lexington coach before the match, he told me they too only have 2 seniors. So it should be pretty competitive battles over the next 3 years. Romero's got his opponent in a nice cradle, and there's a pin right there. So it's a pretty dominant performance by Noe Romero, and gives his team a 12-0 lead. Next match is at 120 pounds. Wrestling for Lexington will be Eddie Zhao. Wrestling for Arlington is Chan Kim. Kim went up only 2 seniors on the Arlington team. Finished third in the D1's Metro sectional last year, made the States. Pretty solid wrestler, particularly on his feet. Takes a low shot, but he sort of recovered from it. Zhao, by putting that arm on Kim's head, Zhao basically put himself in trouble. It's kind of one of the cardinal rules of wrestling is when you're getting taken down, take your arm off the head. What happens, you get put on your back, and then that arm is stuck underneath you and you can't get over. Kim's got Zhao in a pretty strong pinning combination here, and there's the pin. So we've been through 3 matches, and Arlington is now up 18-0. 1 forfeit, 2 falls, 2 very quick falls. We now go to 126 pounds. The Lexington wrestler will be Aiden Lynch. The Arlington wrestler will be Taisei Akatsu. Taisei is also a senior. He and Chan are the only seniors on the team. Taisei spent most of the early season wrestling at 132 pounds, but now he's been dropped down a weight class more towards his natural weight. He likes to throw and trip. A lot of quick action early on here. Arlington's strength tends to be from about 106 to 152 pounds. We get in the upper weights, a little more inexperience, although Arlington does have a very good heavyweight in Charles Gillis. Nice shot by Akatsu. He gets easy takedown there. Nice double leg attack. Trying to set up a cradle here. Lynch doing a pretty good job of stretching himself out and not allowing himself to be cradled. There's the cradle now. He's got it good. He just has to take it back. He's got it back. Trying to tighten it up right here. He loses it, but he's going to get 3 points for those back points. See if Lynch fights himself over to his stomach. Katsu out front now. He's got a double bar on there. Pretty close to a fall right here. Referee looking very, very closely at this. And there's the pin. So we've gone through 4 matches. Arlington has 3 pins and a forfeit, taking a commanding 24-0 lead. We now come to the 132-pound class, and this is going to be a bit of a mismatch. The Lexington wrestler, Jack Marson, is a senior. Excellent wrestler, has placed in several tournaments. His opponent is freshman Karsten Stanky. Stanky is, this is his first varsity match, so I think the best Arlington coaches would hope for here is that he would go some distance. Marson's a real tough customer, a very polished wrestler. Nice leg attack. Is he in bounds? Nope, that was out of bounds, so they're still neutral. And Stanky goes right for it. Nice attack. That's a gutsy move by the freshman. Carson, pretty fearless guy. Still a little unskilled, but he's a tough character. A little overmatched here, but let's see what happens. Another leg attack. Marson's got a nice bulldog. Nice throw right there. Nice step back throw with that overhook on the head. And there's a pin. So Lexington's on the board. Nice throw by Jack Marson. And team score now is 24-6. Now we go to 138 pounds. Lexington wrestler is Oliver Hepler. And for Arlington, junior Yannis Ketriotis. Ketriotis is a junior. He's a captain, team captain. He's only lost 2 matches this year. One was in the final at the recent Belmont tournament to a wrestler from East Providence, Rhode Island. Had a fine season. Lost a match early in the year to the top-ranked 38 in the state from Haverhill. Otherwise, he's been a pin machine all season. At the Belmont tournament, he pinned all three of his opponents prior to the final. He's got great leg attack. He's got a nice lateral drop. He also works the legs on top very, very effectively. Got the full program. Very, very efficient wrestler in all 3 positions, neutral, top, bottom. Nice takedown there. See if he digs his legs in. So far, this has been a dominant performance by Arlington, somewhat unexpected. There he's digging the leg in. I don't know how experienced Kepler is, but if you're not an experienced wrestler, it's pretty hard to figure out how to defend against a leg attack. Ketriotis looking for some back points here. He gets a 3 count, he'll get 2 points. He gets a 5 count, he'll get 3, and he keeps it. If he gets both shoulders touched at the same time, he'll get a pin. He's in a good pinning position right here, very similar to Akatsu's position. See the referee counting off. If Kepler gets off his back, Ketriotis will get at least 3 points here, but it looks like he's pretty close to a pin. Now he turns it into a half Nelson coming out, and there's the pin. So another pin by Arlington, and that runs the score to 30-6. Now go to 145 pounds. The Lexington wrestler is Fauzi El Katan, and the Arlington wrestler is Connor McGann. McGann is a sophomore, had a very, very successful season, finished 4th at the recent Belmont tournament. Basically, he's been a pinning machine. He's won almost all his bouts this year that by falls. Lexington opponent's got a good head hold on him. Gan's in trouble here, but he gets out of it. Let's see, there were 2 points scored for the takedown, 1 point for the escape. I don't think back points were awarded to the Lexington wrestler, El Catan. Yeah, no points awarded, so we're 2-1. Ken got a little sloppy there. He can get getting some crazy scrambles, but so far this season he's come out of most of them in good shape. Gan's got a nice overhook there. See if you can use it for any purpose. He's trying to get into a head and arm, but incapable. El Catan has removed the tape from his hands. Got loose, got in the way. Still 2-1, Lexington up in this match. Right now the team score is 30-6 in Arlington's favor. Lexington's only won one match. McGann is part of a very, very impressive sophomore class that Arlington has right now. You got a terrific number of sophomore and freshman wrestlers, accomplished wrestlers. As well as a junior class that has produced both captains, Catriotis and David Lopes. Again, tying up, but I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do with it, but he's got his opponent backing up. He's got a good leg attack right there. Is he going to get it before time runs out? Yes. 1 second left. He gets a nice takedown, gives him a 1 point lead. Now it's 3-2. It's Lexington's choice right here, and Lexington's choosing to go down. See if McGann can hold him. Arlington coaches like to call McGann Bulldog because of his size and his style of wrestling. He's got a nice head and arm attack right there. Kepler's doing what he needs to do, which is try to lock the leg and see if he can get a roll, but McGann's got to get that left leg out. If he gets the left leg out, he'll be in great shape. Trying to stretch Kepler's shoulder, but El Catan's shoulder. He gets 3. He'll get 3 from the back. Now he goes for near side cradle. Still hasn't lost control. So no more points for Lexington. Right here, he should just throw in a simple half Nelson. He's got El Catan open. Good nice Western on the inside leg. Okay, good return there. He's got a half Nelson opportunity there. Now he takes advantage of it. He's got to keep that arm out there and the head under control. Trying to stretch it out right here, and there's the pin. So it's not orthodox, but McGann gets the job done. Now, a nice hug by the wrestlers. So Arlington jumps out to a 36-6 lead. If they get 42 points, they cannot lose. Now we're at 152 pounds. The Lexington wrestler is Gabe McGuire. The Arlington wrestler is Henri Chouette. McGuire is the younger brother of Luke McGuire, who wrestled for Lexington. Very, very accomplished wrestler for Lexington. Graduated last year. And he's got a nice takedown on Chouette. Henri is a sophomore, been the starting 152 for most of the season. As I said, part of the pretty impressive sophomore class of wrestlers Arlington has. Now he's on his feet and he gets the escape. So Aguirre has a 2-1 lead here. Chouette's got a nice attack on the head. And he gets 2 for the takedown. There's the half Nelson opening. Aguirre pinching it off. Now Chouette's looking for the cradle. Nice switch off. Still working hard trying to get the cradle. Good breakdown. And it goes cross. Can do a number of things if you can keep that cross face. And he's got an arm bar. Switches into a half. Can't quite hold it, but he gets 2 back points. Now he's got the half again. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want both hands to come up at the same time and go into a full Nelson. Now he's got an arm bar and the half. Let's see what he does, and that's the end of the period. So Lexington's choice here, they take bottom. Chouette did a lot of off-season wrestling, and it really shows. He's just like 100% better wrestler than he was last year as a freshman. Also gained a lot more strength. Using that ankle attack very effectively to keep his opponent on the mat. Still trying to pound that half Nelson in. There's the cradle opportunity again. Team score stands right now at 36-6. Chouette getting a little sloppy here. There's a warning against the Lexington wrestler on the bottom. He needs to be moving. It's a stalling warning. Trying to improve his position. Chouette's basically throwing everything he has at him. He's getting his opponent turned, but he can't seem to tighten it up enough to keep him on his back. Waning seconds of the second period. Aguirre doing a nice job of fending off the pin, but if he doesn't score any points, he's not going to win this match. Right now, Chouette is dominating him on top. That's the end of the second period. No, we actually got about 10 seconds left, 18 seconds left in the second period. Chouette has basically rode Aguirre the entire period. See if you can keep him for the final 18. Good return there. Boy running on the mat, he's going to tap the referee when the time is up. Okay, that's the end of the second period. Chouette has rode his opponent the entire period. Now he's going to choose the bottom. Trying to get on his feet here. He's got a 6-2 lead now. Pretty good lead going into the last period, also being on the bottom. Burden now on Aguirre is he has to turn him over. If he doesn't turn him over, he can't win this match. Chouette's trying to get on his feet, but he doesn't have any hand control. Now he's out. So it makes it 7-2. Aguirre pretty much been dominated after that early takedown. Took a 2-0 lead, but it's been Chouette all the way since then. Nice shot. Gets up off his knees. Finishes it. There's 2 more points. Now 10-2. They're out of bounds. Nice match by Henri Chouette. Looks a little bit tired. He's been working pretty hard on top. Pretty much dominated his opponent. Caution by the referee. His left hand has to be on the elbow. It's on the upper arm. It's an unfair advantage. That's a caution. Chouette working hard here, looking for a turn. Got that half in there pretty deep. He's just got to get over to that side, sort of block off Aguirre on the other side. Aguirre's doing a pretty good job of not getting turned over, but really is not creating any offense from the bottom of the zone. There's a power half right there. Aguirre breaks it, jumps over the other side, trying to run it from the other side. Time's on the mat. So this may end in a decision, but Chouette has clearly dominated Aguirre throughout this match, except for that early takedown, and that's the match. So Henri Chouette takes a 10-2 decision, runs the team score now to 40-6. So one more Arlington win, and they've effectively sealed this match. We're going to 160 pounds right now. The Lexington wrestler is Yanni Besson. The Arlington wrestler is Dylan Fournier. Dylan Fournier is really the backup 52, but he's been wrestling 60 of late. He's a junior. He was a good JV wrestler last year and has gotten a lot of varsity experience already this year. Nice takedown. They're out of bounds, but he'll get the 2 points for the takedown. Fournier has a very, very good double leg attack. He's also muscled up quite a bit since last year. He's going to have to be strong if he's going to wrestle up a weight class like he has the last couple of weeks. Started the season as a backup 52 behind Chouette. Very, very close wrestle-offs between the two of them. Then he was third string 60 behind Henry Raleigh and Josh Garner, but now he stepped in to be the dominant 60 wrestler. Just shows the fortitude and hard work really pays off. He's got his opponent in a good head and arm turn here. Fournier really dominating in a way that very impressive the last couple of weeks. Got to get the head up off the mat. He scores a pin here, Arlington will have effectively won the meet, regardless of what happens in the next 4 bouts. Pretty close to the fall right here. I'd say that Basson is in a lot of trouble. Time's on the mat. He may not get it. He'll get 3 points for sure. Got the fall with like 1 second left. Wow. pretty dramatic. So Dylan Fournier basically ices the match for Arlington. That gives them a 46-6 lead with 5 matches left, but there's no way Lexington can win this meet. Now we go to 170 pounds. The Lexington wrestler is Mo McConaughey, and the Arlington wrestler is Henry Ronley. Ronley is actually the backup 60 these days. Started out as the starting 60, but has relinquished that role to Fournier. Nice throw by takedown. He's trying to get a bar there, but right now it's potentially dangerous. Now he's got it. Referee should be on the other side checking that out. There it is. There it is. Nice switch off. Romley scores a pin. This has just been a dominant performance by the Ponders. Score now is 52-6. I don't think I've seen Arlington dominate Lexington like this in a number of years. I know Lexington's a young team, but Arlington's a pretty young team too. Ronley, like a lot of other fellows have been wrestling, is only a junior. Now we go to 182 pounds. The Lexington wrestler is Duncan Hewitt, and the Arlington wrestler is Nate Pockris. Pockris is a sophomore. Hewitt is a pretty good wrestler, if I remember from the Belmont tournament. Nice shot. Very nice double leg attack there. They scurry out of bounds. Poker's on bottom. Hewitt looks like the stronger wrestler so far. Good breakdown. Arlington has jumped out to a 52-6 lead, so regardless of what Lexington does down the stretch, it's basically Arlington's meet has already been sealed. I don't know what the call is there. Maybe potentially dangerous or full Nelson. I didn't see what was happening. I could see why Hewitt got hit with that full Nelson. He keeps trying to pound it in, pound the half in on both sides, and sometimes what happens, you pound it in on one side and then you don't get it, you pound it in on the other side, but you've still got a hand in there. Now he's got a pretty good half Nelson. Basically his right arm is in the way. All right, there's the pin. So Lexington's back on the board now, taking the match by fall at 182 pounds. Team score is 52-12. We now go to 195 pounds. The Lexington wrestler is Michael White. The Arlington wrestler will be Colin McGloin. McGloin is a freshman. Hasn't seen too much action this season. 195 has basically been kind of a weak spot in the Arlington lineup. 2 first-year wrestlers. They've swapped a spot between Stefano Carbini and McGloin. It's a nice dump by White. There's the fall. So Lexington gets 2 falls in a row here. The score is now 52-18. We go to 220 pounds. And this actually is James Pullen is the Lexington wrestler, and the Arlington wrestler is Max Bruner. They both faced off last Saturday at the Belmont tournament, with Pullen winning by a fall. So I'm sure Bruner would like to get a little revenge here. Probably not going to see a lot of action in this weight class. Both boys tend to work upper body, spend a lot of time in this position. Bruner's been swapping the 220-pound weight class with sophomore Mike Pesarides. Bruner's a junior. Wrestled last year. It was his first year as a sophomore. These 3 weight classes between 182 and 220 have given Arlington coaches headaches this season. Can't seem to get anybody to really step up. Boys are young, somewhat inexperienced, and not terribly aggressive. Neither boy really making any kind of attempt to set up or make a leg attack. Bruner lost his headgear, so the match was stopped. Okay, here we go. Still in the first period. Nothing really has happened, but 25 seconds left. Score is 0-0. Team score right now stands at 52-18 in Arlington's favor. Neither of the boys seems to be using this head attack for any purpose except to maybe eat the clock. And that's the end of the first period. Arlington's choice. They're going to defer. Lexington is taking down. Bruner trying to run a power half, but he needs to keep his opponent on the mat before he does that. Pullen pretty close to having a possible reversal, maybe an escape here. Bruner working the head, see if he can get back into control. Trying to lift the ankle. Actually, Pullen did him a favor there. Unfortunately, both wrestlers went out of bounds. Bruner could have gotten back points, been able to sustain that inbounds. I think Bruner would like to get some revenge for last Saturday's pin. His loss to Pullen effectively took him out of the tournament. Having trouble breaking his opponent down, but at least he's working, so won't get called for stalling. Just trying to punch his opponent forward and flatten him out. Now we got a call on Pullen for not really doing anything, because in fact he isn't really doing anything. He's kind of scrunching around on the mat. Both wrestlers kind of at a loss here as to what to do. It's Pullen's first real move on the bottom. Bruner having trouble breaking his opponent down, but nevertheless able to maintain control. Going from the ankle to that tight waist, There we go. Now, he's got to keep him here if he wants to make anything happen. He's trying to work in a power half. Times on the mat. Without doing a whole heck of a lot, Brunner seems like he's going to keep his opponent for the entire period. And that's the end of the period. So we are 0-0 going into the third period. In a match that's pretty devoid of serious action. Brunner's choice, he takes neutral. Sure there'll be a lot of head locking again. The match is not dependent upon this. Arlington's already sealed the meet, but I'm sure for personal reasons, Brunner would like to get revenge for his fall at the hands of Pollan last Saturday. Pollan trying to look aggressive, but truth is neither wrestler's doing anything. I suspect at this weight class, neither boy wants to go into overtime. Score remains 0-0. Brunner did a good job of riding his opponent for the period, and Pollan abetted in that by not doing a whole lot on the bottom. This is the second to last match. The only match left is a heavyweight match. Brunner looking for a takedown if he can get around back. There he's got it. And he establishes a 2-0 lead. Trying to get a tilt here. Now Pollan really has to do something, otherwise Brunner's going to take a 2-0 decision. All Brunner has to do is ride his opponent out now. Smartly did not work for that takedown until late into the period. Ridden his opponent the entire second period, and he's doing a pretty good job of riding him a good part of this period. Still trying to pound that power half. Staying in good position. And that's it. So, Max Brunner wins his first varsity match this year. Nice 2-0 decision. So that runs the team score now to 55-18 with one match left. We are at the heavyweight contest. The Lexington wrestler is Patrick Critic Carrington, and the Arlington wrestler is Charles Gillis. Gillis has only lost 2 matches this year. Both of them were in the finals of tournaments, final of the Wakefield tournament and the final of the Belmont tournament. Trying to go for a double leg takedown. The Lexington wrestler weighed in at 253 pounds. Gillis weighs in at 210. So he's a small heavyweight, but he's a very strong boy. Unlike a lot of heavyweights, he doesn't work throws or upstairs. He mostly likes to shoot. He likes to go for those leg attacks. Pretty effective when you're that strong, but can be problematic when you're wrestling against a guy that's much closer to the 285 limit. He wrestled a boy from CM the other day, and Catholic Memorial lost a 2-1 decision. Catholic Memorial boy literally weighed 285 pounds. It's a nice takedown by Gillis there. Kind of power half. He's Charles Gillis, a junior, very powerful young man. Improved enormously since last year. Fortunately, over the Christmas holiday, had former state champ Nick Rose come in to work with him. And Rose taught him a lot of things that can be effective when you're wrestling at this weight class. Rose wrestled at 220 when he was with Arlington. Just finished, he's about a semester away from finishing his senior year at Trinity College in Hartford, where he played football. But Rose wrestled some matches at heavyweight as well as 220. So he really did a nice job of tutoring Gillis. So that's the end of the first period. Gillis has a 2-0 lead. Let's see what the call is here. He's gonna go neutral. I look for him to get another takedown and maybe try to take his opponent right to his back. This is the final match of the meet. Arlington has an insurmountable lead of 55-18. This is probably the biggest beatdown of Lexington since Arlington's moved over to the Middlesex League. That was a nice double leg takedown by Gillis. Unfortunately, his left leg went out of bounds. If he kept both his feet in bounds, he would have had a fall there, I think. Nope. Looks like the Lexington wrestler kind of wish he did have a fall. He was ready to shake hands and call it a day. Gillis with a breakdown there. Now he's going to power half. This should do it. Yep, that's it. And that's the last match of the meet. Very, very impressive match by Arlington, 61-18. Quite a number of falls, a lot of performances by wrestlers that have just beginning to turn the corner, serious wrestlers. Anyway, final score is 61-18. This is Sam Kafrissen coming to you from the Arlington Pit, at the Pit at Arlington High School, for the dual meet between Middlesex League rivals Arlington and Lexington. Thank you for watching.